Kane sweeps it away across towards Emerson Royal, who of course was a scorer here last weekend. Now it's Skip, and it'll come through to Kulusevski. First chance potentially for Spurs. His cross is blocked, and it's a scuffed cross by Royal, and Loftus-Cheek gets it up towards Joao Felix. Poor ball by him. He had Sterling running down the channel there. He almost miskicked it and scuffed it. It should have come to Sterling, and had it done, he might have had a run on goal.
Well, if Joao Felix gets that pass right, you have to fancy Raheem Sterling in a foot race with Christian Romero.
Yes.
Chelsea there got back in numbers, but they've got 3 or 4 just waiting for the counter-attack. It's going to be really interesting to see how this develops.
Out comes Kepa quite a long way and clears the ball away. Raheem Sterling has got a good record of goal scoring against Tottenham. He scored against them at the old White Hart Lane, he scored against them at Wembley, and he scored against them here in previous games, mainly for Manchester City. Here's Emerson Royal driving forward. He gets a second chance, but it's Koulibaly who's in the way, and Chelsea will bring it forward with Joao Felix. I mean, I did the first game where he made his debut. He was brilliant up until the moment where he completely lost his head.
Absolutely, at Fulham he was absolutely excellent. And he's a fantastic player, without a doubt.
Yeah, he's been eye-catching. Mudryk is on the bench. I like him as well. He's very quick and direct.
I think obviously Mudryk missed a lot of football, and so isn't probably really up to speed yet either.
And I mean, it won't make too many headlines, I don't think, unless he comes on and does something special. But Aubameyang's back on the bench, which is interesting as well. You got the feeling that he was out of favour.
I think he is out of favour, but he's a natural centre forward, and he's ex-Arsenal, so he everything to play for in this game. Everything to play for in this game.
Yes, watch this space as far as he's concerned. Here's Fernandes, the Argentinian World Cup winner, finding Hakim Ziyech, who helped Morocco get to the semi-finals historically. Now Fernandes again, Felix, there's a man out wide, it's Chilwell, former Leicester man who's been plagued by injuries. Here's Raheem Sterling looking to run at the Tottenham defence. Chelsea have made a pretty confident start, haven't they?
They look good in possession. Actually, the shape they're playing, the 4 at the back is just leave it now.
He tries to flick it back. It's picked up by Kai Havertz. Havertz finds Reece James.
Chelsea have got players in between lines. Joao Felix, Hakim Ziyech, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, all between lines, causing Spurs problems at the moment.
Now it's Joao Felix again. We've had 5 minutes, and Chelsea have had far more of the ball than Spurs, but both teams have been inside the opposition area already.
This is a typical Spurs first half this season.
They take a while to get going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a plague really, hasn't it, for them in recent weeks and even months. Here's Koulibaly. Now it's Ben Chilwell. Good to see him back, and hopefully he can stay fit.
I think for England it's crucial, but both Reece James and Ben Chilwell.
I mean, arguably they could be the first choice.
I think they probably are. Luke Shaw's been fantastic this season, but he might play centre-back, who knows?
Well, maybe, Here's Chilwell again. Left-hand side, drifts infield, finds Felix wearing 11. Portuguese player just pushing and probing, and manages to find Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and again through towards Joao Felix, who stretches to get on the end of that long ball and leaves a skiddy stripe in the 6-yard box as he slithered through, and he couldn't quite get it under control, and it went behind.
Run from deep from Joao Felix, beautifully picked out by Enzo Fernandez, and you just feel he should have got on the end of it, in behind Clement Longley, 6 yards out. Just kind of missed times that his attempt to get on the end of the ball.
Well, it's another warning for Tottenham. The crowd's a little bit quiet from the home side's perspective, and Chelsea have won it again. We've barely been out the Tottenham half the last couple of minutes. Here's Thiago Silva, 38, 39 this year, but still going strong. Here's Felix again, centre midfield, out wide to Hakim Ziyech, who seems to play better for Morocco than he does for Chelsea generally, but he's in from the start today, and here he is again on the ball. He is a skillful player, he's got a great left foot, and Chelsea are going to get a free kick here, because as Felix played that ball across to Ziyech, he was caught by Dyer, and it'll be a free kick to Chelsea.
Well, Joao Felix has been very influential already, and I think Eric Dyer was just laying a little mark on him here that we need to get a little bit closer. He's a touch late on Joao Felix, not too much in the challenge, but
so Free kick for Chelsea to try and exploit. We've had 7.5 minutes. It's too far out for an effort on goal, but Reece James, it looks more, maybe Ziyech with his left foot, who is going to deliver. There are half a dozen blue-shirted Chelsea players on the edge of the penalty area waiting for the delivery. Can they get a rare goal? It comes, Dyer flicks it away. There's a Tottenham player down holding his face.
There's nothing wrong with Christian Romero at all.
I mean, he's frustrating. He does do this, doesn't he?
There's nothing wrong with him at all here. Him and Thiago Silva were having a little bit of, excuse the pun, argy-bargy.
Yeah. Very good.
But just having a little fight to try and get in there, and then there's nothing in this at all. And it's nowhere near his face. It's nowhere near.
But he does move his elbow.
He doesn't swing it though, does it?
I would say, actually, Romero has completely overreacted, but he definitely nudged his elbow into it.
But Romero will do the same to him.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
He plays on the edge, Christian Romero.
He does. Yeah, he's not always on the right side of the law, as we found out when he was sent off against Manchester City. Well, that was a game that Tottenham won. Here's Sterling, but there's an infringement there. Sterling with a couple of beads on 2 little strands of his hair on his forehead. We've had 9 minutes. It's Tottenham 0, Chelsea 0. You can join us on Twitter at TalkSport Live. Tell us where you're listening and what you want to say. Lee Hart is in a cold North Dakota, watching the sunrise on a new Leeds era. Hopefully they won yesterday. -26.
Wow, that is cold.
It's cold. It's snowing in California.
Yeah, I heard that in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Incredible. It's quite rare, I think, for to have snow in that part of the world. Wrap up warmly. It's cold here, but nothing like that. It's about 6 degrees. So if you were here, you'd probably be wearing a t-shirt. Almost 10 minutes. Chelsea have been the better team. Neither side have really managed an effort which would trouble either of the goalkeepers yet. Chelsea 70% of the possession, we're being told, and here's Chilwell driving forward.
I think that's the worry for Graham Potter, is that they have all this possession and they don't do enough with it.
Yes. Well, they haven't created a chance of any note, have they?
Was there a swinging elbow there from Kulusevski?
Not according to the referee. Harry Kane is on halfway for Spurs, turns and tries to play a ball in towards Davis. That's a clever header. Here's Richarlison, who can't control the ball, and his fellow Brazilian Thiago Silva gets the better of him there in that challenge. That'll be an interesting duel between those two. Compatriots, of course.
My money, Richarlison obviously still not scored a league goal for Tottenham yet. Yeah. Brought down by Hakim Ziyech there, but I think if it becomes an out-and-out battle between Thiago Silva and Richarlison, there's only one winner, and that's going to be the older man with the calmer head.
Yes, I totally agree.
Fantastic player.
Well, actually, Richarlison did score 3 goals against Chelsea when he was an Everton player, the most notorious of which was at the end of the last season, where of course they beat Chelsea, and it was a huge result for them to stay up, but he threw a flare back into the crowd, didn't he? Remember, that was a daft thing to do. I mean, it's a daft thing to do, to throw a flare on in the first place. Anyway, here's Harry Kane driving forward for Spurs. Kulusevski to his right. Kane trying to go alone, but Thiago Silva's in the way. Chelsea will counter. This is Ziyech inside the Spurs area. He finds Kai Havertz, who drifts away towards the right-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Havertz with a little ball into Ziyech. Ziyech tries to cross. It's blocked by Højbjerg, and then slightly miscontrolled by Loftus-Cheek, but he'll get a second chance. And Chilwell has it for Chelsea.
It's end-to-end, isn't it?
It is.
End-to-end, certainly. Both teams looking to take advantage on the counter-attack. Tottenham getting 11 men behind the ball in their own half, making it difficult for Chelsea to play through. So those counter-attacking opportunities, I think Chelsea need to make the most of.
Here's Chilwell. They shared 4 goals at Stamford Bridge back in August at the start of the season, these two. Tottenham can't buy a win against Chelsea in recent seasons. Here's Reece James. Back to Fernandes, who looks quality, doesn't he?
He's a good player.
Ball winner and a ball user.
I think you should forget about the price that they've had to pay for him. Yeah. It's a ridiculous amount of money. He's a very good young player, still only 22 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, loads more to come from
him.
Here he is on the ball on halfway. Just rolls it out to Reece James. James manoeuvres his way infield beyond Richarlison and finds Loftus-Cheek, who clips it up towards Chilwell. Chilwell finds Sterling. Sterling left-hand side, looking to get to the byline. Does that, chips it in. There's Ziyech. Possibly the player they didn't want on the end of a high ball with a header.
He won the header, didn't he? There's no one there. Put it back across the 6-yard box. Just no one there to put it in.
Here's Kulusevski. It's opening up a bit now. Harry Kane gets past Thiago Silva. Good ball. Ben Davies now for Tottenham Hotspur on his 300th appearance. Now it's Kane again. Edge of the box. Oh, clever nutmeg. Recovery was by Koulibaly. That was very, very clever from Kane.
Brilliant.
Didn't get the shot away in the end because the Chelsea defender covered, but it was
good counter-attack from Spurs. Ben Davies gets released on the left-hand side, decides to come back to Harry Kane eventually from Kulusevski. Then he runs into the box. Lovely fake to shoot, and then a little nutmeg on Reece James before Koulibaly comes across and deals with it. But he absolutely sent Thiago Silva and Reece James there.
He did. And Thiago Silva hurt himself. Actually, I think it might have been
him that made the clearance, yeah.
He was just behind Koulibaly. Unfortunately, Thiago Silva has injured himself in the process.
I think it looked like a contact injury, which would suggest I think he'll be all right to get up and get on with it.
Yeah, I hope so, because Chelsea won't want to lose him. I mean, you know, we talk a lot about the fact that Chelsea can't score goals, but they don't concede many either, do they? And he's a big part of that.
He is a big part of that, absolutely. But Badiashile not playing today has been an excellent signing, I think, for them.
I agree. But Chelsea, bizarrely, I mean, if you add up the goals in all their games cumulatively, there are fewer goals in Chelsea games than in any other club in the Premier League. We're just watching the incident a moment ago when the ball came in and Dyer cleared it because Thiago Silva is still down. He has scored a couple of goals actually against Tottenham Hotspur. Thiago Silva, both games last season.
Yep.
Both Chelsea wins. This is worrying though, because this is taking a bit longer than they're having a very close inspection of his knee, his left knee, and one of the physios is definitely talking to the bench as if to say, well, there's a very strong possibility that he may not be able to continue.
Yeah, just the way that they're just moving his leg from side to side. Looks like they're testing out his medial ligament, which is obviously the ligament on the inside of his knee.
They do have Badiashile, who you mentioned on the bench.
Yeah, Badiashile's on the bench, who's been playing recently. Yeah,
he's
certainly
warming up. 15 minutes.
But Thiago Silva would be a big loss in this game.
Yeah, he's kind of the brains of it all, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of these. I mean, because at my ridiculously low level of football, I was always a slow player, but I considered myself to be, aware of what was. I like slow players who think. Nigel Clough, Teddy Sheringham, those players.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love those players because they haven't got the pace. They know they can't, so they've got to find other ways of. And I mean, Kane to a degree, he's not particularly quick, is he?
Absolutely, Kane's very much in that. One of those sort of players.
I'm actually not in that bracket. I just thought about doing stuff. Anyway, it's a corner. And it's the first corner of the game. Kulusevski's going to take it for Tottenham. Kane stretches. It comes to Oliver Skipp. That's a clever ball back in and an awkward one for Kepa. Christian Romero was up there and Kepa Arrizabalaga I thought has punched it behind, but yes, there's a whistle blown. Did Romero touch the ball?
It's either an offside against Romero or a foul on Kepa as he was backing in to try and get the header.
Well, Thiago Silva's back on the pitch, but looking at him, I wouldn't say he looks 100% fit.
He's just given that signal.
He's talked to Reece James and he sort of said to him, well, I think he seems to be saying, let's give it a couple of minutes. Potter doesn't look convinced, I think Thiago's going to come off.
I watched the game earlier in the season, I can't remember who Chelsea were playing, where he went down with an injury in the first 10 minutes and kept on going like that, and he managed to stay on for the whole game, but he doesn't look comfortable.
No, he's wincing, he's on his haunches. Oh no, now we've got another hold up because the referee's technical kit doesn't seem to be working. This drives me mad. It's funny, we had a Watford game that I went to as a supporter, and the same thing happened. The referee's equipment broke and the fans were singing, "You've got a flag and a whistle." This is really the most important thing. Anyway, Thiago, well, he seems reluctant to come off, but I think he is going to have to.
They're getting Wesley Fofana ready. I mean, what a embarrassment of riches they've got on the bench. Badiashile and Fofana too. Fofana's taking his stuff off as though he's going to get ready below us.
Fofana's only made 7 appearances with his injury problems. He did come on as a sub against Southampton in his return. Here's Havertz. Now then, João Felix thinks about a shot, does shoot straight at Fraser Forster. It's the first effort on target of the game, fired off the left foot of Chelsea's Portuguese number 11, and Fraser Forster didn't have to do very much to save it.
No, he didn't. It all just opened up for him, didn't it? No one went to the ball, took a shot, and with his left foot, anything either side of Fraser Forster would have been interesting, but it literally was straight down his throat.
Fraser Forster starting the 4th consecutive game for Tottenham Hotspur.
He's gone down.
Yeah, he's not going to continue.
But Spurs don't have to kick the ball out here.
No, they don't. I agree.
Well, they have.
No, you don't have to at all. It's not a head injury, and you only have to do it when the referee tells you to.
I think the reason you kick the ball out for someone like Thiago Silva is because you respect him as a fellow professional. You know, and what he's done in the game, and he's not going down.
No,
he's not looking for anything else. He just can't carry on with the game.
Can read some tweets actually while we're waiting to see what's going on. Brent Castleman listening in southern Oklahoma. Come on, you Spurs. Kumasi. Oh gosh, apologies. Kumasibwoy J-Flex. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I'm watching the match live here in Spintex Road, Accra, Ghana, but can't stop listening to you guys. In fact, I am whenever Chelsea lose a game, but today I'm supporting them. I'm a gunner and hate Spurs more than Chelsea. It's a difficult choice, but
it is,
you're
absolutely.
right. I mean, no, but traditionally it would be Tottenham again.
Yeah. I
think Spurs dislike Tottenham more than Arsenal. Sorry, Chelsea.
Chelsea dislike Tottenham more than Arsenal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be too negative. But keep the tweets coming. Tim is a Tottenham fan from southeast Pennsylvania, preparing for surgery tomorrow. Hope Tottenham can finally beat Chelsea. Best wishes for that. Hope it all goes well, Tim, for you. We're back in play, and we have Tottenham trying to get forward with Kulusevski, who finds Højbjerg, who switches the play to this near side. Ben Davies with a good downward header, and it's picked up by Kane, who shoots. It's not his best effort, and the ball goes wide of the post, just short of 20 minutes played.
Well, that's almost a perfect situation, getting Hakim Ziyech having to defend almost as a right wing back. Ball gets poor header back into Harry Kane's path, touch onto his left foot, but dragged the shot horribly wide.
Wesley Fofana has come on, the former Leicester City player, whose £70 million transfer has not been able to play many games lately due to injury, but he's fit again now. Let's hope that continues to be the case. Here's Sterling for Chelsea. Tottenham have got back into the game a little bit, haven't they, in the last 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. They defend in such numbers, it's very difficult to break Tottenham down, and their strength is on the counter-attack.
Here's Havertz. I have sympathy for him because obviously he's the man who nominally